Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to Mamacita,
your weekly mama date
where we discuss all things momming while Latina.
Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom by day and flamenco dancer and writer by night. I live in the suburbs. I'm raising two bicultural children. I'm from El Salvador, but grew up in Los Angeles in a very traditional Latin household.
And I'm Alex. I'm a single mom of a fabulous 5-year-old girl. I'm an artist, actress, and dancer living in LA. My life is not so traditional.
We've been friends for over 13 years, and trust us, figuring out motherhood is way more fun with your fellow Mamacitas. So Alex, do you remember the other day you sent me this Instagram meme, and it was hilarious because it was a side-by-side. So on one side it was Blanche Devereaux,
Yep.
1985, and on the other side it was J-Lo, 2020. And they were both 50-year-old women.
Isn't the difference?
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
J-Lo
is amazing. Can we just say that? Let's just start there.
She's amazing.
Que mamacita.
Total mamacita.
Total mamacita. That is the definition of mamacita right there.
That's what we're talking about today, right? Being a mamacita. She's amazing. She's a woman who is successful, self-confident, beautiful, a mother.
Of twins.
Yes.
Mother of twins, entrepreneur, artist, getting her shit done, owning it.
Totally. She's a great example of what a mamacita is. And, you know, for me, I think the most important part of that definition is that inner confidence, right? That you gain as you grow older, but especially after you become a mother, because becoming a mother is really hard for those of you who are not mothers yet. And it puts you through so many emotional trials and tribulations, physical trials and tribulations, and
it's
to come
roller
out
coaster.
Yes, and to come out of that and being like, I am amazing. I love myself. I am accomplished. I am successful, not just because I'm a mother, but because I do this and that and whatever, the list goes on and on.
Yes.
I mean, that is really owning your shit.
Yeah. Let's go back for a second to that meme.
Yes.
Who did your mom look like?
Blanche Devereaux, of course.
When I saw the meme, I'm like, okay, well, there's my mom.
And then there's me, pole dancing.
Okay. Let me ask you, what do you think back in those days a mother would have said about J-Lo?
The moms back then would have said what a lot of the moms said today. I mean, do you remember that? It was like a big scandal. They were saying Shakira and J-Lo were too sexy. Their dancing was too provocative. I would never let my daughters dance like that. I can't believe they put that on primetime family watching television, whatever it was. You know, but I didn't get it because I was just celebrating the fact that these women were loving themselves and looking amazing, and the fact that they were making the point that they were moms and in their 40s and 50s. What?
That's what I was going to say. Also, Shakira, too. Yes. She's a mother, and look at her. These women are amazing.
Yes.
That is what a mamacita is. I mean, I don't think there's a better way to define it.
Totally. So my mom in 1985, looking at a meme of J-Lo, would have been like, oh my gosh, ¿quién es esa mujer?
Yes.
I think it goes back to that whole like madre sacrificada versus the horrible mom, you know.
You can still be a mother and a woman and everything, anything.
Exactly.
Everything and anything.
Yes. We're appropriating the term mamacita, right? We're turning it into something really positive, a mom who's fabulous, who feels good about herself, who's a whole human being, somebody who has goals and dreams and is, you know, pursuing them.
Yeah, an individual, someone who has a life other than their kids.
Yes, but if some man was like, hey, mamacita,
you'd be like, ew. We say it like, we're mamacitas. We got to celebrate each other. Like, we're still young. We're full of life. We are full of life. Our life has not ended because we became mothers.
Exactly. Okay, so before I had Soren, I studied how to be a mom.
That's so funny. That's so you.
Yes, it
Wendy.
is. It's very much my personality.
So you. I love
was
it.
Like, I'm going to find every book and learn how to be a great mother.
I'm the opposite. I'm
I know.
like, what do I feel? Hold on. Let me just like meditate on this. And
yes. And I don't. I'm like, let's read all the books.
Love and go with the flow.
Love, flow, whatever. Show me those flow charts. Let me see. Let me see the numbers and the science behind the statistic.
Let the energy flow. And Wendy's like, no, the flow chart. The flow chart.
You're doing it wrong. Okay. So we had a Mamacita, a mama date, when we were both pregnant. Do you remember this? And we went for ice cream.
Yes, we have the picture by the ice cream.
And our bumps had their first date. Yes. My little Soren, your little Sophia. And it was funny because I remember I talked to you then about all these books I was reading. And I was like, so what are you reading? And you were like, nothing. And I was like,
am I supposed to practice? Am I supposed to learn something to be a mom? I don't know.
It was really funny. But yes, it's very much our personalities. But I love this book, and I read it twice, and then I gave it to another mom who was pregnant just this last year. It's called Bringing Up Bebe, and it's by Pamela Druckerman. And she is an American journalist who goes to live in France. And that's where she is raising her children. And she talks about how French women are the epitome of the Mamacita, in my view, because they see motherhood as just one aspect of their personality, which is what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It's not all of them. They are women first, and then they are moms. And it's set up in the French system where they go to the hospital, they give birth, and then the very next day or whenever they're out of the hospital, they go to physical therapy to work on, what do you think I'm going to say?
The unmentionables.
To exercise their No, they go to physical therapy to work on their pelvic floor. My mind was blown because this is not the story I hear from other moms here in the U.S. I had 2 C-section babies, so I did not experience that whole situation.
Yeah, but I know that's a whole other story.
This is for a whole other episode. Yeah. But the fact that it's set up into the French way of thinking, that it's woman first, mom second, was just amazing. And all the advertisements, she talks about all the advertising in women's magazines. When it's a mom in the advertising, it's not like what you think of as a typical mom and like athleisure wear.
Yeah.
You know, the stereotype of what you think of as a mom, right? Well, all these French mamas were hot. They were like sipping martinis, hanging out with their friends. And at the same time, they were like with the stroller, walking the stroller, or like feeding the baby or whatever. But this is part of who they are, but they are women first. So my huge generalization for this episode.
Let's hear it. Wendy's generalization.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun. In our mom's era, in the countries in which they grew up or became mothers in, the identity of being a mom thwarted any other identity they may have had. I guess the way I try to live my life as a mamacita.
Yes. Tell me, mamacita. Tell me.
Yes, I will tell you, mamacita. Is to be as much as I can be for my children, but also be myself, spend time on me, not just cultivating them, but cultivating me, cultivating my relationships, my relationship with my husband, my relationships with my friends. These are things that make me a whole human being. And I think being a mamacita is really that, being a whole human being and not just una madre sacrificada.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. And that's the best example that we can give our kids.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to grow up to be a whole human being, even if she decides to be a mother. And you know what? I even saw her like, you don't have to grow up to be a mother if you don't want to. You don't have to have kids. You can make your own decisions, create the life that you want for yourself.
I know. I always trip because I don't think my mom had that unabashed confidence that I have when it comes to being a mamacita.
Yeah.
We're all a product of our time, our culture, our upbringing, put all the labels on it. We are a product of that, right? So take me out of all of those contexts. And I'm a complete stranger. Like, she does not get how I can leave the house in my pajamas and still feel like, yes, even if nobody's looking, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody's looking. But it's just generally how I live my life as a confident human being. That aspect of me scared her when we were growing up because she didn't understand. Like, how could I be so confident? Like, I'm going to do me.
Exactly.
And I think that for her was just revolutionary. People are threatened by confident women, and people are threatened by a mamacita. I think a lot of women don't have a great peer group. We've been very lucky because we've surrounded ourselves with women who are equally as confident,
yes,
mamacitas in their own right. And
excuse me, we are walking in.
Yes, exactly. And it's because we love ourselves, but we also love each other. And it's about bringing people up, right? I'm not going to sit here and put you down, You know, we may have conversations where sometimes you don't like what I say, but I'm being honest in my version of what I think honesty is in that moment. And we understand each other. We have that rapport. We can speak to each other honestly without being mean and without putting each other down.
Yeah.
You know,
and that all comes from confidence.
Yes.
Yeah. Being true to yourself, knowing what you are, what you stand for, what you bring to the table.
Yep.
And when you're that confident, you don't feel like other women are your competition.
Exactly. You
don't feel threatened.
That's the
I love when we say things at the same time.
I know. And being a good girlfriend.
Well, I think that's so important. And you know what? I didn't see that growing up. My mom was just a mom. Like, that's how I saw her. And I guess maybe most kids probably think that way about their moms. Like, oh, that's just mom.
Well, yeah. I mean, your parents aren't real people until you grow up and you realize, oh, shit, they're real people with flaws and lives and things to do that have nothing to do with parenting. Yes, with you. What?
They have nothing to do with you.
What?
They have a life.
Yes, exactly.
A life and goals and dreams.
Yes.
That, you know, that's one of the things, like, I always think about my mom. I mean, she was super dedicated, you know, because she was that kind of mom. She was like la madre sacrificada, like I was her whole life, and that's it. And that's where the problem comes in. That was it. Like, I always think, like, I wonder what she wanted to do. Like, if she didn't have to be my mom, like, what would she have done?
Yeah. Did you ever ask her?
Not really. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. But you know what? I feel, to be completely honest, if I were to ask her, she would take it the wrong way. It would come off as an attack.
Right. Well, you're threatening her way of life. You're threatening her past, what she, you know, her
and
choices.
Her beliefs. Yeah, because the belief was to be a good mom, you have to put everything else aside. And I just don't believe that.
No. I mean, we've come a long way. There's still so much more to be done in regards to just being a woman in society. I mean, it's not easy ever in any era, in any country. You know, but at least in the U.S., if we can acknowledge that women are not just mothers once they become mothers, that they are still people, I think we're going in the right direction. And so to all the mamacitas out there, we see you.
Yes.
We celebrate you. Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, and I wish my mother had friends like that. She didn't. I think earlier in her life, she had really good girlfriends. But even those really good girlfriends, I think were still... the way they treated each other was still dictated by society, right? I always feel like when I think of my mom in like the 80s and 90s, I think of a telenovela. It was always a drama, you know?
You're right. Instead of encouraging each other and allowing yourself to be encouraged by other women.
Accepting a compliment. Oh my God, that's huge.
That's funny. That was in my notes. Being able to receive a compliment.
Owning your shit is a new concept for women. Yeah. And
it's not arrogance. That's different.
So I was just going to say, I think when we're saying like, yeah, we're awesome. You're awesome. I'm awesome. Oh my God, we're so awesome. People are going to be like, what?
Yeah, we're going to get the comments of like, you arrogant.
Yes, totally.
Mothers.
Yeah.
We're not.
No.
It's not that at all. We just have to celebrate each other.
Yeah. It's just feeling good about yourself.
Look, nobody is perfect.
Nope.
But we're trying to be the best version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Then all, you know, little girls and boys can see what a woman is supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
If the only woman that you have to look up to has stopped living because she became a mother, then how are you supposed to know what a woman does and acts like? What are you supposed to follow?
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to self-care. Can we talk about self-care?
Yeah, another concept.
That's a huge thing, especially for me this year. Yeah. I've just realized like, oh my God, it's true. The days that I don't do things for myself, like to take care of myself, like in the mornings, I have my little morning routine and stuff, then I'm just not as good of a mom the rest of the day because I don't have the patience or I'm, you know, like I'm just kind of all over the place. I have to take care of myself first before I can start taking care of anybody else.
Definitely. I mean, that's the example they give all the time is on the airplane, right? They say put the gas mask on yourself first before you put it on the children.
Yes.
Which sounds
true.
Totally the opposite of what you want to do, but it makes perfect sense.
It's so important.
So like, what do you do for self-care? And on the daily, I'm not talking about like when you're looking fly.
No, well.
Out on the town.
I meditate. I try to practice yoga as much as I can. Spending time alone. Like I need I need that time alone, like in the mornings, and I don't always get it. Okay, because sometimes I'm just, too tired and whatever, life happens.
Yeah.
But I try to get up in the morning before Sophia gets up so that I can have some alone time.
And you're not the only one.
That is so important to me. I need like a moment of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do things that make you happy.
Like podcasting with your friends.
Yay! Yes, definitely. I mean, I paint, I dance, we do things that make us happy, and that's so important.
Yeah, it's a good example, especially for our daughters. They're seeing that, okay, if I become a mom, if I choose to at some point, my life is not over. It's just going to be an aspect of my personality. It will enhance my life.
It's a beautiful addition to all these things that we can be. We can be so many things, and being a mother is a blessing, and it's beautiful. I have come to terms with the fact that my house will never be spotless. But you know what?
What a bad mother you are.
I am such a terrible mother. My house is not spotless. I will confess to that. There's always stuff that needs to be done. There's always something. But I prioritize other things.
Yeah.
Things that make me happy. Things that make me happy. I love working out. I'm also teaching her. It's important to take care of your body. Eat healthy, work out, because it makes you feel good. It's not just about how you look.
So sorry, I have to interrupt because I just had this flashback.
Of what?
Okay, so you just said you're teaching your daughter how to take care of herself, eat well, eat healthy. Okay, so I remember...
What, like me eating like a whole pizza or something back before I was a mom? I know you're going to go is it about my eating habits?
It's not about your eating habits, though I also have been known to eat a whole pizza by myself, and that's okay.
And beer. All of it.
You got to do it, pizza and beer.
Yeah.
But no, I was going to say my mom once, I remember she was like, okay, cuando empieces a desarrollar, when you start going through puberty.
God. I can just imagine that conversation.
Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank. What do you think? What do you think she said?
Oh my God, I have no idea.
Think of in regards to diet and exercise. What do you think? Fill in the blank.
What? She was telling you have to like cut down or something on food?
No, she said, we'll start making sure that you eat yogurt and that you wear a faja.
Wait, your mom said that?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. That has to be your mama said what?
Your mama said what? She said this.
Your mama said what? What the hell?
Sorry to sidetrack, but it just reminded me because it's
fine.
Hilarious. You're being a great example to your daughter by eating healthy and showing her, exercise is very important. But my mom was like, you're going to eat yogurt and you're going to wear a faja when you start going through puberty.
Can you imagine what that does to a young woman?
Well, I don't even think I understood what she said. I think this is a flashback that came back later on.
It's eating disorder, body dysmorphia. Okay, what are all the things that we can get wrong? Yay, mothers.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That reminds me.
Let's pair that one with and maybe you'll get a nose job. I didn't want to do it for myself, but if you want one, you can have one.
Oh my. Okay. Well,
self-care. Circa 1987.
My mom was all about te tienes que maquillar. You have to put makeup on. Dude, that gave me a complex, let me tell you. My mom, she would get mad if I didn't put on mascara. Okay, I know you guys can't see me right now, but if you could.
Hands in the air.
What? I'm just looking around. Wait, what? Who are you? What are you? What?
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. She was probably thinking, I'm going to teach her how to be beautiful so she can be self-confident. Not what we think of now, where we teach our daughters to be confident so that they can feel beautiful. You know what I mean? It was just backwards.
That was so beautiful, Wendy.
Thanks. This is pre-beer and everything. I don't even know how.
Damn, girl, you're killing it. I like how you worded that. That was really nice.
Thanks.
I want to give my daughter that confidence of knowing that she's beautiful no matter what. Mm-hmm. No matter what. You don't need makeup. You don't need stuff. If you want to put it on, girl, do it. We'll go shopping for makeup together and we'll give each other makeovers and whatever. Mm-hmm. Yes, but not because you need it.
Yeah.
Not because you yourself are not good enough.
But you know what?
You have to love yourself the way that you are and accept yourself.
Yep. Definitely. I think the whole makeup thing, though, is also very cultural. I mean, your mom's from Colombia.
Yeah.
Right? And I know in South America, This is my other huge generalization. Beauty is a thing. Like, it's an industry. It's a way of life. It is who you are. And like I said, I'm generalizing because I'm not from South America. I'm from El Salvador. Mm-hmm. But in Latin America in general, like, if you're a woman, one of the things you aspire to is beauty. And so she was probably trying to teach you to be beautiful. She was doing her job.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking that. I think if you have time to do all that, oh my gosh, I wish I had time to do all that. I would totally be right there in my stilettos, my hair done, my lashes done, you know.
I mean, I think there needs to be a balance, you know, and you have to be doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Girl, I love walking around in stilettos. I feel great. I feel confident, but you have to do it for yourself, not for anybody else. Most of the days you see me, I'm like in Nikes and like sweatpants or whatever, like yoga pants. And that's totally fine too. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't change anything. I still feel great. And there's days that I don't. And that's okay too. You know what I mean? There's days when we're like, wah, wah, wah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're human beings.
We're human beings. But the point is that we're always trying to better ourselves.
Yes, we are mamacitas, but it's a work in progress, guys. So like being a mamacita, right, is being a mom, but also knowing that if it's a moment that I'm living right now because my kids are going to grow up, you know, and then they're going to leave. And what's going to be left if I was just mom that entire time? Nothing. So I have to cultivate myself.
Wow, that is such a good point. Okay, so mamacitas, you tell us, do you feel pressured to be one way or the other? Either the sacrificed mother or the mother who can do it all and have it all? Are either of these roles even attainable or realistic? How do you continue to cultivate yourself and maintain your identity aside from being a mother? You tell us.
On the next episode of Mamacita, we are talking about
talking to your kids.
This is a podcast about starting conversations, so share your thoughts.
Leave us comments.
Send us pictures of your mama date.
Mamá Cita.
Mama date.
Listen and subscribe to Mamá Cita Podcast anywhere you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Mamá Cita Podcast. Thanks for listening. Mamá Cita Podcast is created, hosted, and produced by Wendy Castellanos-Wolf and Alexandra Rosso. Edited by Alexandra Rosso. Our sound engineer is Scott Wolf, and our theme song is based on Drume Negrita, a Cuban lullaby, arranged and recorded by Scott Wolf. Also, check out our Mamacita blog by Wendy Castellanos-Wolf. Find that and more at mamacitapodcast.com.
Okay.
It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun.
Bye. I'm out.
We did it.